Today's episode is brought to you by Sick Cat Customs. Tattoos, clothing, graphics, and web design. SickCatCustoms.com. Music for this episode provided by Splatterhouse Records. Check them out at SplatterhouseRecords.com. Kitty Mansfield's wardrobe provided by Coming Up Roses Vintage. ComingUpRosesVintage.com.
Greetings from Craig Van Sant's shop in Everett, Washington. On today's episode, we're going up to Monroe, Washington for the Rat Bastard Slaughterhouse Car Show. Can you guess who is in the pinup contest? Anyway, the Rat Bastards have put on several huge shows in the area, including the annual Infestation show at XXX Root Beer. The Rat Bastards were founded by cousins Ron Foreman, Ken Foreman, and Tony Ryrie, and have steadily grown to include members from all over the world. So sit back, hang on, and get ready for Go-Kustom TV.
Hey, my name is Rod Hill, and I've got a 1962 Studebaker Gasser that I bought about 5 years ago with no motor, nothing in it, at the Monroe swap meet. And I pulled it home on a trailer, and my wife said, "That is the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life." So it sat there for a couple of years, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And my brother was into Gassers in the 60s. Anyway, so I decided to make a tribute car for him because he passed away a few years ago. Put a straight axle underneath the front of it, and we did a 351 Windsor motor. I put tunnel ram on it. They don't make tunnel ram for a 351, so I had to adapt the tunnel ram to fit the motor. And it's got a forward 9-inch rear end with ladder bars on it, and it pulls high 11s in the quarter mile. Wow. And it's been a lot of fun. Cool. And so I drive it everywhere. I have a 40 Ford with a $10,000 paint job on it that goes nowhere anymore because I enjoy this car very much. Very cool. Lots of fun.
This is a 1941 Type A weapons carrier, Dodge. I've had it since I was 2 months of being 14 years old. Piece of junk when I got it, and this is what it looks like today, and I love it. To me, it's the most beautiful, gorgeous, awesome, coolest truck I've ever seen. I still can't get enough of it myself. And everybody enjoys it, which is just super cool.
You're watching Go-Kustom TV.
this car August 2010. My first build, complete build like this. I've always wanted to do a frame, so this was a good project for me. Closed cab sedan body. Originally had a 34 flathead in it. I switched it this winter to this 57 T-Bird Y block, 312, lots of power. I'm running a 47 Ford half-ton front end and rear banjo rear end on it, 411 gears. 59 F600 new process transmission. I got 4.5 inches chop in the cab, 5 inches channel come down over the frame. I've won a lot of trophies with it. I've had more fun, I think, than any other car I've had. I've had several, let me tell you. Sprint car steering wheel. I'm affiliated with racing at the Skagit Speedways. Affiliated with Kicker 5150 motorcycles, so that's why we got the 5150 on the doors. It's actually the California Penal Code for criminally insane, so it fits right in with these rat rods. Oh, some pinstriping by Don Charbonneau, Pride Custom Arts. The guy does real good work. I think that's about all I can tell you on it.
You're watching Go-Kustom TV.
It's a 1950 Chevy pickup, short bed step side, and a buddy of mine from the club, Joe Trujillo, he was going to Idaho actually to look at a 6-cylinder for one of his cars, 1950 Chevy Deluxe. And I saw this truck for sale online in Boise, and so I said, well, you know, I'll go along with you. We'll take a look at the truck too while we're there. Anyways, we ended up picking up the truck in Boise, Idaho. It was kind of a ramshackle project. It had a cool look, meaning it was sitting on the ground, you know, and the guy had kind of halfway done the chop, but it wasn't functional at all. And so we loaded it up on the trailer and brought it back to Seattle, and I built it in 10 months. First 4 months or so, just kind of bought a part here and there as I could. And then the last 5 months of it, I had made up my mind that if I didn't do it, I never was going to get it done. And so I hit it really hard for about 5 months straight whenever I wasn't working, and we built it.
Paint-wise, what made you decide on the white and red as a color
It
combination?
just came to me in my mind, you know, I just pictured it, I just saw it. And that's another fun part about building stuff yourself, is you get a vision, you see it in your mind, and then you make it happen. And when it all comes out, it's pretty cool. So that's just where it came from. I flaked out all the inner fenders and the radiator support and the inner parts of the grill, and that was the most time-consuming part of the truck, was flaking all that stuff. I probably have 8 to 10 hours into each fender just painting them, not with the body work.
The wheel and tire combination is kind of unique, especially if you got the yellow steelies it looks like underneath.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go with that one?
Yeah, what I did, I came up with the yellow at the end. I had painted the rims red, like most everybody does when they run hubcaps like this. And one good thing is the guy did have the Broadway Classics for it when I got the truck. So that was cool, I like those. But I had the wheels red, and then you got the red fenders, and it just did nothing. And then I kind of came up with this yellow, and a lot of people were wondering what I was doing, you know, but I really think it, you know, it helped it out to tie it all together. It really came out cool with the yellow letters on the back and in the striping and everything. So yeah, originally I was going to paint the truck black and gray. I was going to do more of a traditional lowrider style out of it. And then I just had this idea in my head of a flat white and red flake, and just went with it after that.
Pinstriping, who did that?
Goofy. A friend of mine, Matt, calls himself Goofy. That's one of the only things on the whole truck that we didn't do ourselves. So he's a friend of mine. He does great work, real reasonably priced, and I just kind of, the truck is crazy, it's loud, it's fun, and I just kind of let him do his thing on it.
No, the stance of your truck, it's pretty low. You bagged it so you can bring it up and down. Mm-hmm. You drive the truck a lot?
Oh yeah. I've been ripping up the city in it all summer. I'm real big on that. I'm real big on low budget and driving it and using it. One thing I love about this truck is I can go to a show and there can be a $100,000 street rod next to my truck. And some kid or some guy who, you know, works for, you know, 10, 15 bucks an hour or whatever will come up and look at my truck and they look at that and they say, gosh, you know, I could do that, you know, and then they might go home and try it. So that's what it is. It's kind of a poor man's, working man's custom, you know. And I was driving it this morning, just ripping around downtown Seattle. Met a friend for breakfast, and it was a lot of fun. You know, just people every street corner, they stop and they smile and wave and take pictures, and I just love just riding it and listening to my music. You know, that's what I do. So many, that's the thing I have to stress on. So many good people in this thing that we're doing, you know, this whole movement, you know, it's not about high dollar rides. That's one thing. You know, there's some high dollar customs out there, yeah, but it's about hardworking people who are passionate about this. And I've met so many good people, you know, men, women, kids, people who will, you know, they're gonna stop, they're gonna help you if you need something. And that's the best part of it, you know. It's just all the different people I've met, like Joel, you know, Guevara, who's over there taking shots on my 53 I just bought yesterday, you know. Just people like that, and you, and everybody that, you know. There was a show I went to this summer that wasn't that great, but I was telling Joe, you know, I'll probably go again next year, and Joe says, yeah, you know, if you don't, then these things won't be around anymore, you know. So we gotta keep it going. A lot of photo shoots with the truck all summer. Hannah and the Rocket Roost over there in Silverdale, they put out a publication called Lash and Ink, and they did a real nice article on the truck. A lot of good shots. A lot of girls have been on this truck this summer. It's been a lot of fun.
It's a girl magnet, that's for sure.
So
yeah, no, it's very cool. It's very, very cool build. What about? Are you gonna? Do you consider it done, or are you going to do some stuff to it, or where is it?
No, you know, the truck is done. It took its course as far as I'm concerned, and I was actually thinking about that just recently. You know, the interior is pretty bare. It's all painted, and I've got, you know, a real minimal interior in it, and I started thinking about it, you know, it's just going to kind of stay the way it is, and I'm going to drive it and have fun with it. I was thinking about it this morning. Actually, all I do is I put gas in this thing, and I just go, you know, so it rolls pretty good, and I'm going to leave it like it is, and I just picked up my new project yesterday. So June 25th was billet-proof in Chehalis, so the night before it still wasn't running, still was wiring up, figuring out the airbags. They were still, you know, wires catching on fire. And so I stayed up all night here at the shop, got it running, got the airbags working. I had never driven the truck, and I had it, you know, the body off the frame, I mean, every nut and bolt off this truck. And so I drove straight from here to the gas station, drove down to South Park and met up with Joe and his son Hector from the club. And they're 50 Chev Deluxe, right? And I met up with them at South Park, and we just hit the freeway to Chehalis. So, you know, honestly, I was scared as hell, you know? Just barreling down the freeway, no test drives, you know, still awake from the day before, been building it for months. And We ripped it all the way to Chehalis, went to the show, cruised and back in one day, and no problems. It was about 30 minutes into the drive, the sun came out, and I was just cruising down the freeway with my music on, and it was riding good, and I've been ripping it up ever since. So.